Well, you should. You should. You and Kristen get together and you cook up these terrible things for the people that we love.
We do, and it gets worse and worse.
And it gets worse. Does it get? Oh no.
I'm sorry.
No.
But I needed a rich cultural mythology and especially very shamanistic, because you know what happens at the end of Tempted. I won't mention it again.
No.
But it's better not to.
And some people may have not read it. It's hard to believe. There might be one or two who haven't.
Probably not, though. But still,
Yeah.
I needed to have a nice shamanistic, like heritage culture to draw on, and that just fit really well with me and Scotland, because I've had several of my other books, my adult books, I've set with that type of setting, so it felt really comfortable for me.
Yeah.
So,
well, Zoe's got all these wonderful powers, and some people think you have some pretty incredible powers yourself, because with all of these best-selling books, this series that has just gone beyond even your own dreams, right? Did you ever dream it would go as? I mean, you knew they were going to be good, but did you have any idea that you would be a phenomenon? And you are now.
No, Kristen says she knew it, but no, I didn't. Of course, no. I thought they were good books, but I was just happy to compensate my teacher's salary.
Oh, yeah. And now a movie's in the works. Is there a working title for the House of Night movie?
I know that they're marked. They used the first book. I don't know if they're going to call it The House of Night or call it Marked. I've seen the screenplay, and I really like it. And I love the screenwriter, Kent Dallion. He's great, and he's doing a lot of talking with me, too.
Good, so you're going to be a presence in the film, in the sense of making creative decisions?
Well, as much as I can, yeah, and it's not my expertise. I don't know anything about, filming, so they just
Sharice does.
Sharice does, yeah. Yeah, I hope he'll be involved in it, yeah.
What about the cast? Will you have any say-so in that?
I didn't think I was going to, but recently I've heard that I might be sitting in.
Oh, great.
On some casting.
When you were writing the books, did you ever, in your mind's eye, think of certain actors in certain roles?
Yeah.
You've already done that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
Yeah, but they're not alive, like James Stark.
Oh, well, that's going to be a problem. Although they weren't cheap. They weren't cheap. Yeah.
Well, I always think of James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause.
Yes.
As James Stark, and that was his name too in the old James Dean movie. And I think Eric Knight, I always think of Smallville Superman. I have things in mind and people in mind, but I don't think it has anything to do with reality. It's just my mind.
Well, these are important decisions too, because they're going to impact the way people view your characters from now on. I mean, you've got to be kind of concerned about that.
I'm scared to death.
Are you really scared to death? It's
Yeah.
hard to imagine with all the great. And a TV series, isn't there some talk of a TV series?
No, they're feature film instead.
Feature film, well, I think that's pretty darn good. Okay, the only writer we can point to that's had similar sort of success to yours, J.K. Rowling's. J.K. Rowling's, and she made the decision at one point to end her series. Can you ever foresee doing that? I mean, how many books that you've done so far?
7.
And you're contracted to do, what, 12?
12.
Do you see the series going beyond 12? Because there are a lot of people out there, myself included, who really want it to go more than 12.
I see a story arc. I don't know if I can get that done in 12 books or not. How fast they are.
That's encouraging.
But I have how many more series in my head?
That's true, and that's right. So you don't want to get locked into just one month. And the good news is they're bringing back your goddess books.
They are. The UK's releasing all the goddess summoning books in 2011, and right now they're being re-released here, and also my Partholon books are all being re-released here and in the UK too, and also a lot of foreign copies going on, taking over the world. Tess.
Well, I mean, it's obvious. It's just sort of book by book. That's the way you're doing it. It's very subtle, but that you're going there. If someone were going to pick up one of your goddess books, some people only know you through the House of Night series. It's hard to believe because I was in on it early on. But I wanted to ask, what book would you recommend if somebody was going to be reading you for the first time? One of your goddess books.
Oh, probably Goddess of the Rose. I love that. Is that don't you think?
Yeah, I love that. Well, I'm sort of partial to some of the others that, Goddess of Spring.
Goddess of Spring.
Because my dog Dash.
And
I have a cameo in that one.
That was my other choice. It was right up there.
And I've also got to say Goddess by Mistake, simply because it was the first, and it's just such a wonderful story and concept in so many different ways. ways.
Which is now divine by mistake.
Divine by mistake. Well, you know, goddesses become divine, and that's part of the publishing business and part of the magic you continue to work, but divine by mistake. And it's a great book, and it's one of my all-time favorites. You finished Burn. Now, is there a letdown for you after you finish Burn? You've got it turned in. Are you going to have a time just to visit Scotland some more just for recreational purposes, or are you starting already thinking about the next book and doing research for it?
I start thinking about the next book about halfway in the one I'm working on, but I'll take some downtime, and a lot of it will probably be in Scotland. Yeah.
I was going to say, is Scotland going to continue to be a focal point for your series?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Is this sort of breaking news? I don't know if we can get him.
Maybe. We will see.
Have you thought about books outside this genre? You talked about series, but maybe just a standalone book. Has that occurred to you as something you might like to do?
Actually, Charles gave me the idea.
Boy, he's got all kinds of good ideas,
yeah.
doesn't he? Charles has got inspiration in more ways than one.
For a retelling of Robin Hood.
Oh, that is a great concept.
Charles mentioned their oral history of like the clan. And they have he has a fascinating oral history of Robin Hood that I would like to do, and
different from